What's up everyone, your friendly neighborhood Wanziga here, back with the third card review for the latest Hearthstone expansion, Voyage to the Sunken City. Now firstly, I didn't think I'd actually get 3 videos out of this. I mean, in the past I have kind of done card reviews and then just dropped off. So I'm pretty proud of myself for putting out 3 videos in 3 days. Just, if you do guys just watch this, just give a like for this video just for that sake, just for the consistency, because I know anyone else who's watched this channel knows I am definitely not consistent. So I'm pretty proud of myself for doing that. And the cards we're going to look at today are some very interesting cards, going into some builds and some archetypes that I have expected coming into this, that I've mentioned in my previous videos, but we'll get to that. So there are some number of new minions and some new spells. So let's just jump into the first one. So this is Amalgam of the Deep, a 2-mana 2/3 neutral minion, as all amalgams are, all minion types. The battle cry: choose a friendly minion, discover a minion type, a minion of the same type, which is pretty cool. So low mana cost, decent stats for 2 mana. Play this out, you have whatever, a beast, a naga, whatever on board, you discover one of those. However, as we did see in the reveal trailer, or the reveal for this card on Tice's stream, he actually used the amalgam on another amalgam, and he pretty much could discover a minion of any type because you could discover from all. So if you want to go that route, you can. If you're not playing a specific build around, or if this is the only minion you have on board, you can actually use it to discover another minion, but it will come from all minion types in, so it's really then pretty much random at that point. For the cost of this is pretty cool. The thing is with the discover thing, you discover the same type, so if you are playing a specific build around summoning additional things like that, say for instance you're playing with a naga build and you have to have a spell in your hand that you need to activate by playing a naga, then you can go ahead and do that. I'm not sure how this will fit into other builds just yet. There are obviously, we have shaman that has a lot of elementals, and the elemental builds are usually if you've played an elemental last turn, so this could help you discover an elemental if you didn't have one to play yet, feeding into whatever kind of type you are going for. So this is kind of just a all-round card. It's nothing for me totally amazing. I don't think it's going to see that much play, just because the base stat lines aren't that great either. For a 2-mana card, yes, it's good, but I just don't see this fitting into any current archetype, unless you are lacking in certain types and you want to discover something that you really need. Second, we have a 7-mana spell for Druid, Miracle Growth. Draw 3 cards, summon a plant with taunt stats equal to your hand size. So pretty straightforward, just building a board, getting to play a spell, draw 3 cards. Druid loves drawing cards. And then getting to summon a minion based on your hand size. So this can help out in a lot of situations, especially with Guff. You could have a lot of mana, you could already have a big hand size, a lot of card draw. It could get a 10-10 out there, maximum obviously a 10-10, a 9-9, so this could help save you in a lot of situations. I'm not sure if this would be a staple in a lot of decks. Although with a lot of cards being factored out now, like Overgrowth and a couple of other good cards for Druid being rotated out this year, could this find a place in it? I mean, it's basically you're playing a card for 1 more mana than you would a card now that draws you 3 cards, or choose 1 card that either draws you 3 cards or gains you 3 mana crystals, which I think will be coming a lot more back into decks now that things like Overgrowth are falling out. And but also summoning a big minion that can help protect you. It is also a nature spell, which can fall into nature spell synergies. So I do see that this, I think it will get play. How much, I'm still yet to see. Next we have a 10 mana spell for Priest, the Garden's Grace. Sorry, not for Priest, for Paladin. Give a minion +5/5 and Divine Shield. Costs 1 less for each mana you've spent on holy spells this game. So this falls kind of into the holy spell board buff Paladin that I was talking about earlier. You know, when we saw Kotori Lightblade, I assumed that more holy spells would be coming out, more buff holy spells. And again, later in the game, if you've got this down to 1 to even 0 mana and you have Kotori on board, this gives him +5/+5 Divine Shield, and because of his effect, gives another minion the same. So this could potentially swing a board drastically if you do have Kotori on board. If not, it still gives a minion +5/+5. And then again, a late game swing in this, it could cost up to 0. So I do see this card getting a lot of play if buff Paladin does become a strong archetype. We do have some buff spells now, and again, we're getting more. I was assuming we'd get more, and I don't think this is the last buff holy spell, at least we're going to see in this set. Next, we have the second Naga to make an appearance in the set so far. It is a 7 mana 4/5 Druid minion, Hedra the Heretic. Oh, sorry, Hedra the Heretic. Why did I say it like that? Anyway, battle cry: for each spell you've cast while holding this, summon a minion of the spell's cost. So it's obviously a random minion. This is a card you would obviously play later in the game. However, having this in your hand from the early game might be a good thing. You could have an instant board full from bigger spells you've played, you know. Going back to one of the previous spells that we had, the 7 mana spell that draws you 3 cards. I mean, just summoning a 7-cost minion from that. I'm not sure if what other things are rotating out. I think there are some powerful Druid spells that are rotating out. I'm just trying to think which ones, but Druid is always, I mean, you've got a lot of spells going on, but that also creates board. So this could give you an instantaneous board full, followed up by a board buff. So again, Druid is notorious for doing that, filling their board with smaller minions, more token builds, and then buffing them. This, however, might be a later game board full where you could still buff those minions afterwards. So I do see this definitely seeing play in, I wouldn't say more token style decks, but definitely more board based decks. Just so, you know, you can kind of have that late game swing possibly, where you just fill your board with stuff and your opponent has to deal with it. Next, we move on to the next colossal minion that we have. So this one is again for Druid, 7 mana 5/5 Nelly the Great Thresher. Battle cry: discover 3 pirates to crew Nelly's ship. And then we have Nelly's pirate ship, which obviously gets summoned with it. It's a 5 mana 2/6 with taunt. Add Nelly's pirate crew to your hand. They cost 1. So obviously once then the pirate ship is killed, those pirates that you discovered will go to your hand. Now, this is discover 3 pirates. I mean, you could end up discovering 3 Mr. Smites, and you pretty much have a very powerful destructive board there. You could discover Mr. Smite and a number of other pirates. I assume, again, based on the trailer, that we are going to get a lot more pirates into this build now. Oh, my apologies. This is a warrior card, not a druid card, sorry. Which makes even more sense with pirate warrior being a thing. This may come up later game, and then you could have those 1-cost minions and have Mr. Smite in hand for game finishing potential. If you do play Quest Warrior, you know, just play Mr. Smite, the 3 other pirates that you have. There could be big pirates, could, like I said, be another Mr. Smite, and this is potentially has game-ending power off that death rattle. Again, there are a lot of silence effects in the game. Does not mean that will go off, but there are ways to make it go off as well. Obviously, you have cards in Warrior that you can destroy your own minions, you know, shield shatter, shield slam, whole bunch of things. I mean, coerce, I'm not if coerce is being rotated out or not, but you have coerce, you have the tools to destroy your own pirate ship if you want to. Say you already have a Mr. Smite on board and you destroy this, you have another 3 pirates. Yeah, it could be game ending potential. So a lot of people were hoping Pirate Warrior would go away, or at least the Pirate Quest Warrior, but with this it could potentially just get a hell of a lot stronger, and that is a scary thing because Pirate Warrior was pretty dominant in the meta for a while. So I'm just looking forward to see what kind of synergies people can come up with this. I personally will definitely try and put this in the Pirate Quest Warrior build and see what I can do with it. So yeah, those are the cards that I'm looking through today. We definitely had some interesting things like, you know, Nelly over here. Personally, I'm looking forward to seeing how people will use Amalgam of the Deep. Like I said, I don't think it will see that much play, but it can have some interesting things come off it, interesting effects, and pulling some interesting minions that you wouldn't expect to have. Additionally, with Miracle Growth, definitely want to seeing, like I said, we're saying goodbye to ramp cards, certain ramp cards like Overgrowth, and seeing how that will fit in. Again, it's kind of got the same 3 card draw as Nourish, but you're also getting the minions. So would you run this alongside Nourish? Is it too expensive for what it's doing? Again, this could be a game saving play where you just have a big hand but you can't really do much with it, and this could just put a big body on board with taunt to potentially save you a turn or 2 in the game. Anyway guys, thank you very much for watching this review. I will be back with another review tomorrow as the card reveals come in, and we'll see what other new things we are going to come up with. I need to check which classes still need to actually get a colossal minion, because it does look like every class is at least going to get one. And then yeah, I think then once all the colossal minions are brought out, I think we'll also do a little bit of a review on just the colossal minions themselves and kind of seeing which ones are better in the current metagame, and you know, what can be built around those, because I'm sure there can be some powerful decks built specifically around those colossal minions. So yeah, I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow again. I hope you have a good morning, good evening, and good afternoon whenever you're watching this. Speak to you guys soon. Bye for now.